All right, Aquarius, last but not least, you were the first last time. So this is for the energy of March 2026. However, whenever you find this, it still may have a message for you. I'm Rebecca, Empathic Crow. I forget to say that sometimes. And we'll get started. Spirit has been funny with these. Like Capricorn, Spirit pushed through really quickly. Some of the others, it has been slow. So we'll just see. I know it's kind of chaotic right now. Where are we starting for you, Aquarius? Let's start with the Inspired Neon Tarot. And we'll go from there. So Spirit, what's going on for Aquarius? Oh, gosh. Okay. So the first card to come out was the Knight of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords, I mean, he just looks like he's coming out. The phrase coming into my mind is all guns blazing. Like, ooh, I heard Blaze of Glory. What is that movie? Young Guns? 111 on the clock. I don't even know how that reference. Like, are you feeling like you're in the wild, wild west? I'm not sure. Oh crap! Now I'm hearing wild, wild, wild west. If you were born after the 80s, you may not. If you were born, you're. All right, I'm going to take a pause and I'm going to ground myself, Aquarius, because your reading is definitely coming in one of those more disjointed energies. So let me just breathe. You can take a breath too if you want. All right, Aquarius, let's look at this. I know this is Chinese Year of the Fire Horse, because today I think is March 1st, and that started on February 17th. And that's looking more like the moon. And on March 3rd, we have the blood moon, the eclipse, which we've already had one eclipse, but a different kind of eclipse. And so the moon here isn't red, but it's got a lot of this like reddish orange energy around it. Warpath, Aquarius, what is going on with you? So, okay, driving in the change. So I don't know. I'm seeing like the Age of Aquarius stuff, and I don't know if for some of you, maybe you feel like with all the talk and everything about the Age of Aquarius and revolution and change, like I'm seeing all these clips in my head from things like the Schwartz or whatever, where people were talking about the Age of Aquarius and change, like back in, was it in January? I think so. Maybe before then too. Time is weird, but you're not carrying this on your back. I feel like I need to say that to you, Aquarius. Like, yes, it's time of change and there's a lot going on, and some of it's really hard, but and this, I don't know that I said this is general collective reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm going to put that in the description because I think I forget to say that sometimes, but for whoever this is for, like it even looks like a volcano. Like I feel like 333 on the clock, that you just kind of feel like it feels like total disruption, total chaos, and like you're having to wield the sword, weld the sword, and interesting. So you got two knights to start out with, the Knight of Swords and Knight of Pentacles. I feel like it's this, and notice the difference in the energies. It's like on one hand, you feel like you got to go forward, all guns blazing, like I said. And on the other hand, it's like, but I got to slow down and focus on, like people think of the Age of Aquarius and think of like bringing in this higher vibration, bringing in good things, abundance and everything. So I feel like that's where we're at, Aquarius, is you're like, that's a lot of weight for even your sign, let alone for you. This is a very like fiery, lit up energy, and that sword like coming in like the Ace of Swords, just gonna cut through all the crap kind of thing. I heard it's on, you know, and I'm seeing I didn't really watch the movie like 360. I just remember was that what it was called? Maybe not. 300. I don't know. It was, maybe I shouldn't do movie references because I didn't really, don't think I watched that movie, but just like battle. But at the same time, with the Knight of Pentacles, I'm trying to see if there's anything in the card, because I'm an intuitive reader, that kind of comes to me outside of that. He just, like, he's not in a hurry. Some knights are in this action mode, like the Knight of Swords, but the Knight of Pentacles is just kind of, there's a resolve there, like just a peace, a calmness. Like he knows that the abundance is coming. He's not rushing towards it. He's not worried that somebody is coming and taking it from him either. And if so, it feels like, Aquarius, you're in this like divided mode. Like these are both knights, but it's just very disjointed. What else, Spirit? What else for Aquarius? All right, so we'll take the 2 that fell, 3 that fell. Just like Capricorn, you had the Strength hiding behind the 7 of Swords. They had a different card hiding behind another. They had the Devil hiding behind the 8 of Pentacles. All right, so the 2 of Pentacles, that's exactly the energy I was talking about with the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like kind of juggling these different worlds, like these different aspects, trying to balance, trying to find balance when things feel, all right, we'll probably take this one too since it fell out of the deck, but trying to find balance when you've got such vastly different aspects coming through. And here you are trying to manage it, like looking like a magician, trying to manage it all. And I feel like that's a heavy thing to carry. And maybe that's where I was talking about with the Age of Aquarius, like, and I was seeing kind of this gem in his hand, that's just kind of hovering over his hand, and just the whole energy of the card. I think even in somebody else's reading, when I started these a couple of days ago, I talked about it looking kind of like a magician energy. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like you're just, and take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but it feels like it's this, not even your expectation necessarily of yourself to be the magician and to hold everything and to pull these energies together, but at least that's the expectation, not just for you, but for your sign. And there is a strength that you have, but why are you feeling like I'm seeing the Lion down here who very much so has his guard up. 7 of Swords. Yeah, we're right back into that Knight of Swords energy. So all this juggling and having the unbalanced aspects and everything has you feeling like you've got to be trying to take away I feel like I keep hearing I just want to leave the battle, like take away the weapons, but not just that, like take away the energy, take away the energy of the battle. Like, can we rewind is what I'm hearing. Can we rewind? Because this is a lot. And Spirit's reminding you, you have the strength to get through this. And it's not having to feel like you have to come in it all guns blazing. This is the line here. I'm seeing this is the line. But this Knight of Pentacles, it's having that resolve, that quieter strength where you know that you can do it. But because you feel like you're juggling all these things, it's feeling like everything's a battle. There may be a beautiful horizon, but everything's a battle. I also feel like with this glow around her, why are words hard? Are you struggling with words? It is pink, which can show some heart chakra coming in, especially with this very fiery energy. But I feel like I feel like it's you trying to protect yourself and your heart. And so with that strength, sometimes it's going to be leaning into the heart in a way that you don't feel like you have to have all the swords or be ready for battle, but knowing that you can kind of pull back. I'm still seeing this energy of pulling back and not feeling like you have to take on everything. You've got these two sides. You can be the lion if you need to. That's part of why we have this. And you can be the quieter one, but you're Aquarius, you're feeling like you have to juggle too much right now. And it's got your guard up. The Six of Wands, who did that come through for? I don't remember. Maybe Virgo when I started. So the Six of Wands, and even in that, whatever reading that was, I talked about how he kind of looked like a knight and the fire horse energy, right? But notice the difference between this knight and the Six of Wands. Six of Wands usually is representing a victory, that you've already done the hard work. You've already gone through at 11:11 on the clock. And yes, there are these wands coming up, and they may put you in this sense of feeling like you have to fight, but notice the leaves that are on them. So there's growth that comes through. So there's a strength too that has come through the things that you've experienced. And so it's trying to not allow yourself to be triggered by those past things, but instead to see them as part of the battles that you've won, whether you wanted to be in them or not. That you don't have to go in, like I said, like this lion, all guns blazing, roar, like staring you down. But you don't have to have your guard completely down. You can be discerning and pay attention without feeling like you have to just cut everybody off. Now, when I was looking at this Six of Wands, I didn't notice earlier, but his face is very, because he does feel like he might have to battle again, even though he came into a victory. So it's about finding the balance between those things, knowing that you don't have to be one or the other. You can, like, even this Knight of Pentacles, there's a strength within him. He got those pentacles. Like, whether he put in the work, he battled for it, whatever he did, he got those pentacles. He's strong. He pushed forward. He persevered. That is within you. You don't have to necessarily go like I said, all guns blazing is just the word that keeps coming into my mind to get to where you need to go. I'm feeling like that's enough of the tarot. Well, I keep taking the card off the bottom. Ace of Cups. I feel like this is saying, look at what you have, but you've got to balance your emotions. So we have these two extremes when it comes to that energy and emotions, and then the feeling so disjointed and chaotic. But if you can recognize that you can balance your emotions, and there is new growth, and it's like heart chakra centered growth, there is this for some reason, my brain is stopping. Present is not the word that I'm looking for. But you're being presented with a golden egg was what I was hearing. Like a golden opportunity. I'm seeing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And with that, there were some things that were not good. You know, you don't want to chew on some bubble gum and it tastes like different flavors, and then you're a blueberry and now you're having to be like squished or whatever. There were things that weren't good, but there were opportunities within that situation that could be like the golden ticket, the golden egg, the thing that works out really well. But you have to kind of be a bit more balanced and not so guarded in order to be able to see that opportunity. You have to balance your emotions. And we've got this mourning dove here, which usually is going to represent like peace and harmony. And I believe balance is one of those things too. So it's being able to find those things within yourself. Aquarius, hopefully this is making sense. I do feel like it's kind of feeling a little disjointed. If you see me touching my face. It feels like I've got a hair or something on there. We're going to go to the Haunted Echoes Oracle deck. It does not have a creator name. I got this off Amazon. Some things are misspelled, but it's really good at helping to identify some of the things that may be good for you to focus on. Eternal Glow, which I was talking about, that glowing sphere, whatever that is. Your actions have a lasting impact on the future. Build your legacy. I feel like with this card, that's part of where, like I said, so this is making me understand more why I was bringing in the Age of Aquarius stuff. With all those things, I feel like it puts a big, even if you don't feel like it's your responsibility, like it's still a big legacy. It's still a big thing. And so Aquarius, it's understanding that you build your own legacy. It's not based on just the astrology and things like that, that you create your own destiny. You create your own legacy. And with that, you may feel that it's coming from a place, I was looking at the card, that it's coming from a place that feels desolate is the word that I'm thinking of, 1616 on the clock. But it doesn't have to be. I'm looking again back at that Knight of Pentacles. Like, there isn't a lot around him. And yet he has the abundance. Like, he's got the things that he needs. Anything else here? But yeah, are there things like fate, destiny, whatever? Yes, but just remembering that you also have free will. You also have options. You choose if you take the Ace of Cups, just like somebody had the Four of Cups in their reading. And, you know, I feel like that was Sagittarius. Opportunities that maybe didn't work out. And here's an opportunity coming in divinely. And are you going to take it? So just remembering you do have free will. Anything else for Aquarius? It didn't fully come out, so we'll do one more shuffle. Nope, Spirit says let's move on to the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light deck. So this helps to kind of bring out a little bit of the, if you want to call it, shadow side. And then with Rebecca Campbell and this reading, I'm using it to look at what you can do. So what can Aquarius do, or what do they need to focus on? Very energetic. Spirit's like, we want to tell you, but a lot of cards. All right. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits and Soul Tribe. So remember too, Aquarius, like I said, it's not like the weight on your shoulders and things like that. This is something that, even with the change and everything, it takes a lot of people. Like, it's a collective effort. And if you're feeling like you're alone, whether that's personal stuff, global stuff, whatever, remembering that it's not just you. And that there are a lot of things that may look like it's a fight. And that's not to say that a fight may not come. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who are focusing on bringing in the peace, on raising the vibration and energy. So again, building your legacy is not just you. It's just that you choose what it is that you want and how you go about getting that. All right, anything else from the Rebecca Campbell Work Your Light deck? These reads have been interesting for sure, which makes sense. We're in a Mercury retrograde and there's a lot going on in the world right now. And if you're highly sensitive, intuitive, things like that, you're feeling a lot of things. All right, Capricorn got this card too. Time to take a break, Aquarius. Like I said, you can't carry everything all the time. You can't go battle mode to trying to be calm, battle mode, it's a lot to juggle. So Spirit's telling you to take a break, recoup. I'm hearing renew, refresh, regenerate, which Scorpio, their last card was Lizard Regeneration, because I am pulling a Spirit Animal Oracle card. But yeah, it's calling you to step outside of whatever structures you feel like are in place, or that you need to. Yeah, creating heaven on earth. That's happening. So things may not look so great in this one, but it doesn't mean. And look the eternal glow versus this. It's coming together. It's just not necessarily going to be in the way that feels easy or that feels supportive in some ways, but you can still find support, and you create some of those things that allow you to feel a little easier taking a break. And Lemuria may be something that you want to look at, because my understanding is Lemuria was a very peaceful city, and it was a very prosperous city. And with Atlantis fell. But my understanding, even from a Rebecca Campbell, which is a Rebecca Campbell deck, and she does right now have a 4-part video series. She's doing 3 recorded readings, and I'm not associated with Rebecca Campbell, about your fated life versus your destined life. So Aquarius, this definitely has been very similar to fated versus destined life. So if you feel called to look up Rebecca Campbell, and you may still be able to sign up for that, because I don't have my calendar in front of me, but yesterday was, which was February 28th, was lesson 2. It's a recorded lesson, and there'll be another recorded lesson maybe on Monday, and then on Thursday she does a live video, which I think you can watch the recording as well. So maybe that's why I'm telling you about the Lemuria. Like, one of the things that she talks about, because Lemuria was like one of the quizzes, or the quiz that she has, Lemuria was like something that resonated for me. Atlantis pushed and pushed and pushed until they fell. You may be feeling that energy right now for different aspects of our world in this moment. Lemuria was more peaceful. Lemuria didn't fall. Lemuria, I don't know the full story, but I feel like there was an aspect of it being taken. So that could be where this energy is coming in. All right. That being said, what is the spirit animal oracle card for Aquarius? What is the spirit animal oracle card for Aquarius? You've got cards wanting to come out still, but they're very sticky. All right, we'll go ahead and take, I think there's at least 1, if not 2, that went sideways. So we'll take those. All right. Very similar looking animals here. And I'm trying to remember who had nobility. Maybe Sagittarius? Elk, nobility. Celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. So you've got this. You've got this. Look. Just having the humility and understanding, again, not that you're like bigging yourself up. There's just been a lot of hype and a lot of talk, and this is a time of major transitions and change and things like that. And so just knowing that humility isn't that you necessarily need to humble yourself, but just understanding again that you don't have to carry the weight of everything yourself. And then there's Moose, wisdom. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. So again, it's finding that balance between the two worlds, taking a break and recognizing that there is support and you are divinely guided. This is not just all on you. So Aquarius, I don't know if that resonated with you or not. Leave me a comment either way, because I am curious. But any likes, shares, comments are always appreciated. They help to get the message where it needs to go. And I really enjoy seeing what people may have to say. I know I haven't gotten a lot of comments, but when I do, it always lights me up. It's just interesting to see how things hit. Personal reads are available, 45 and 60-minute live sessions if you want to explore things for yourself more personal. These are general readings, so they may hit with things that you're going through. They may not. It can kind of be hit or miss, just depending on what's going on for you personally versus many people in the collective. All right, well, take care, Aquarius, and I hope to see you again in April. And remember, take a break, and you don't have to do this alone. And I was not flipping you off just now. All right, bye, take care.